Jason Black the Business, JustPearlyThings, Nick Fuentes, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, Sarai Garvey, Anton Daniels, King Riches, and the names go on and on and on. All respected persons in their own right. But all this came from an interview and a critique of that interview, and the fallout from that interview has caused a firestorm all on social media. Now, I'm not here to talk about who's right, who's wrong. I'm here to talk about the power of alignments. Thank you for stopping by Mason Manor. Let's go. Thanks so much for joining Mason Manor. My name is Eric T. We're going to get right into it. A few weeks ago, JustPearlyThings hosted Nick Fuentes, rather controversial figure. And she had an interview with him, and some things were brought up about race and employment and blacks or Africans. From that, Jason Black the Business, you can find him on YouTube as well, he did a very strong critique of that interview between Just Pearly and Nick Fuentes. From that critique, the internet went ablaze. A lot of people chimed in. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews had a very strong rebuke of JustPearlyThings. O'Shea Duke Jackson jumped in. Anton Daniels did an interview with Sarai Garvey, who used to work with JustPearlyThings. They were just together in recent weeks. And today I want to talk about something that you might not really talk about. Not, oh, well, this was right, this was wrong, because that's all a matter of perspective, right? But what makes up that perspective is who you're aligned to. So I want to just talk briefly about the power of alignments, and it really, really plays into what has happened. But I want to tell you something. This is going on everywhere. So not in any particular order, but as it pertains to alignments, there's a few different types, right? The first type, not in a particular order, of course, is race, color, creed, ethnicity, race, right? Jason Black, a pro-black YouTuber about power dynamics, he critiqued and was very strong against this interview that Just Pearly had hosted from that position, right? He's aligned to race strongly. I don't want to say primarily or predominantly, but strongly. And his critique was of that. And there are others who are also pro-black, right? So race, you could be pro-black, pro-white, pro-Hispanic, pro-Asian, whatever, okay? So you have that alignment. The next alignment is the alignment of business and money. There are those that are aligned from a business perspective or from a monetary perspective. Don't nothing move but the money. Green is the only color that matters. You've heard all the slogans, right? So there are people who align to, number one, race and race over everything. And then there are others that align to business and business over everything. Then the third, again, not in any particular order, you can stack these any way you'd like to. The third is political affiliation. So when it comes to political affiliation, you know that could trump your race, color, right? Are you Democrat, Republican, Independent, right? What's your political affiliation? And that will trump your race and your business or monetary affiliations. Now, business and money kind of runs with political, but they're separate, okay? Because you can have a poor Democrat and a rich Democrat, right? You can have a white Democrat, black Democrat, right? We've heard all of that before. I don't want to go into all that. So you have your race, you have your business, you have your political. And then the next one is one that maybe is not involved in this conversation, but it can occur in other instances, which is faith, religion, what you believe. Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. There are people who align to their faith over race, over money, over political affiliations. So when you talk about alignments and you see how this thing is really shaken out, you see that there are those that align heavily with race. Then you see others that align heavily with business. And then you see the other group that align heavily with political affiliations. And then again, not in this instance, but you see others that align with their faith, their beliefs, their values, their core, right? And not saying that these are the only, but these are predominantly the four that make up this discussion that we have going on today. And it's not going to stop here. It's going to continue to go on. But I wanted you to get something out of this entire storm that's going on in social media. So that way you can take a step back or take a step up and look at this from a prescriptive point of view to say, hey, who's aligned with who and where? And that way you can see a little bit more clearly as it pertains to what's going on. What position are they taking and why are they taking that position? Are they aligned to race? Is that their driver? Are they aligned to the money? Is that their driver? Are they aligned to political positions? Is that their driver? Or are they aligned to faith? Is that their driver? Or is it another driver? Right? So as you close out this thing that has occurred, there'll be other things that occur. Life will occur. Look at it. Look at nations. The same thing applies. How are nations aligning? Is it money over race? Is it money over faith? Is it faith over race? And in some instances, you'd be like, well, Eric T., what are you talking about? Sometimes, no. Trust me when I tell you. Look at it prescriptively, and you'll be able to see that certain focuses or alignments trump other alignments. And that way you can make educated decisions on what alignment you're choosing. Sometimes we choose these things subconsciously. But when you choose them consciously, now you know. Thank you so much for stopping by Mason Manor. It's Eric T. I'm glad to be back. Took a long break. Had a lot going on. I'm a businessman, entrepreneur, also work in corporate America. Glad to be back. Thanks for stopping by. Share this. Hey, you see all over the screen. It's all kind of instructions. LCS. Like, comment, share. Appreciate you. Thank you.